In today's video, we'll be covering the if, else and elif conditions in Python. So, before, what are conditions? Conditions are those which have an output and have a reason for them to work. Like, let's take a real life example. If I study, I will get good marks. I'm using a hashtag to tell the computer it's not gonna get executed. So, if I study, I will get good marks. So, concentrate on this I will get good marks. This I will get good marks will only be executed only if this condition is true. That is, if this condition works, then the output will be true. So, true means a boolean value. As I told you in the last video, we'll be using the boolean in conditions like this. So, this is a condition. If I study, then the output of the condition, the result will be I'll get good marks. If this is true, then this will work. If this is false, that is if I do not study, this will also be false. So that is a basic example. So let's see the syntax of if. Let's take a variable, let's say apple. Okay, then we'll set a value, let's say 12. Then we're gonna be typing in if the everything should be in lowercase. That is the syntax. If the value of apple, which is 12, if it is less than, let's say, 20, if if this is true, so you know the operators in math, greater than, less than, equal to. So I use one of the operators. It's very simple to read and understand. If apple, the value of apple, which is 12, is greater than 20, then put a colon and then enter. You will see there's a space over here. This space is called indentation block. So this indentation block is exactly a value of tab. So if you press tab, you'll get the indentation block in which it comes for the conditions, define functions. So the output, if this condition is there, under the condition, whatever code you wanna execute, you can keep it under the condition in indentation block. So make sure you always have the indentation block and the colon over here after 20. So if apple is greater than 20, so that's very easy to understand. Then I'll be printing, let's say, good. Okay, so when I run it, there's nothing over here because if the value of apple, which is 12, is greater than 20, then print good. But then the condition is not true because the value of apple, which is 12, it's not greater than 20, right? That's why it's not gonna get executed. So this condition is false. So if the value of apple is less than, sorry, greater than 20, it's gonna print good, but it's not. So that's why it's not printing anything. So so even though if the condition, if condition does not work, you want to print something else. So to do that, I'll show you another example. Else I cannot, else I can, what do you call, I will get good marks, else I will get bad marks. Okay, so here if you see, if I study, I'll get good marks, or else I'll get bad marks. So this else. So if this first condition is not true, the second condition will be applied. So here also the same logic is gonna be used. If the first condition does not work, you have to type in else. In else, you cannot type in any extra functions. You have to type else and add the colon, and else you're gonna enter. You're gonna again get the indentation block. Then you have to print what you're gonna print. Let's say bad. Okay. So what's happening over here is, if apple is greater than 20, then print good, or else if it's not greater than 20, then print bad. So this condition, if it's true, then it's gonna print this good, or else if it's not gonna happen, then it's gonna print the remaining, like backup code, or you can tell it like that, print bad. So when I run it, it's gonna print bad because this condition is not true, the if condition, so the else is getting executed. But then if I change the value from 20 to 10, and then when I run it, you're gonna see good, because the value of apple, which is 12, it's greater than 10. So it is true, right? Because value 12 is greater than 10, so this thing is getting the print good is getting executed. So this is else and if. Next, we'll be talking about something which is a combination of else and if, which is called elif. Elif means the short form for else if. You should never write it as else if. It's a syntax mistake. So, and you can elif or else if is used to add another condition. You cannot add two if conditions in Python. It will not work. So if you should add else if elif to add another condition. Elif is also has the same syntax like if. You can add any like logic over here so that the interpreter can execute it, but in else you cannot add anything else colon and then the output result. Elif or else if the value of apple, which is 12, is equal to what do you call 15, or let's say 12, then run print okay. So as you can see, I'm using double equal to. So as I told you before, in Python, for you to store any variable, you're gonna use equal to store the variable. But to compare, equal to in Python has two meanings: one to store values and one to compare. To store values, you're gonna use a single equal to, and to compare values, you are gonna use double equal to. So I hope you understood that. So what this elif means, elif the value of apple, which is 12, is equal to 12, then print okay. And here when I run it, you can see you're gonna get good, not okay, because the value of apple is equal to 12, but then it's not gonna print okay, and it's printing good, the first condition, because the computer is gonna be checking line by line. So like this, it's gonna come in this order from the top to bottom. So when the computer sees that, it's gonna check this if condition first, like if the value of apple, which is 12, if it is greater than 10, then print good. So if it's true, then the computer is stopping the stopping the checking there itself. So that's why when I run it, it's stopping the function there itself and printing good. So that's why it's not gonna go to the next conditions, because if one condition is true, it's gonna stop it there itself. It's not gonna go further. So that's why if I change this value, if the value of apple is less than 10, and then run it, it's gonna print okay, because the first condition, as I told, it's gonna go, if it's gonna start checking up from the top. If the value of apple is less than 10, 12 is less than 10, it's not true, so it's leaving this. It's gonna go to the second condition. If the value of apple, which is 12, equal to 12, which is true, it's gonna print okay, because it is equal to 12, right? That's why it's printing okay. So if both of these conditions do not work, then it's gonna go and then print the else part. No need to mention what type of apple, if it's less than 12 or greater than 12, because the computer already understands that these two did not work. It's only gonna print the bad. So okay, let's make the computer print the else part. So in Python, to compare the values, you're gonna use double equal to, and then if you wanna say if the value of apple is not equal to means in comparison you have to put two equal signs. Not equal to means one exclamation mark and one equal to. This means not equal to. Okay, this means not equal to. So when I run it, you'll be seeing bad, because the first condition, If the value of apple, which is 12, is less than 10, print good. It's not true. The computer is checking from the top. It's not true. Then next, else if the value of apple is not equal to 12. If it is not equal to 12, then print okay. But then here the value of apple, which is 12, it is equal to 12. So it's not true. Because we mentioned it not equal to 12. But it is equal to 12. So it's not. This thing is also not working. So, as the computer understands that these two are not working, the only remaining block is to print bad. So, it's printing bad. So, that's else, if, and elif. So, let's build a small program. It's used in various fields to, like, in various softwares also, where people need, you want to like check if they're eligible for this particular program or not. Okay, so or like differentiating them according to their ages, what category do they come under, like that. So we're gonna build a program where we're gonna define the category of each. So here I'll be mentioning the categories. If the age of that person is from 1 to, let's say, 12 years, he's gonna be a kid. Okay, let me just copy it. So I'll just paste it. Okay, sorry. So if the age of the person is from 13 to, what do you call, 19 years, he's gonna be a teenager, because you know why, he's in the teens. So he's gonna be a teenager. Next, if the value of the person is from 20 to, let's say, 50 years, okay, 50, no, let's say 60 years, then he's gonna be a adult. Or if he's older than 60, if the age of the person is 60 years above, then he's gonna become a senior citizen. So what happens is, now we are going to build a program where we are going to ask the user to enter in their age, and following are the rules we are given with. So now we are going to categorize them into each group. Are they kid, teenager, adult, senior citizen? So to ask the user, as I told in the previous video, we are going to use input. Define a variable, let's say age is equal to, not double equal to, because we're not comparing. Input to ask, enter. You're gonna ask, it's just a text, so double quotes, tell enter your age. Next, now we can start using the conditions. If their age, we never know their age, because they never, like, they can enter anything, so that's why the value of age is going to store their age. So the variable age is going to store it. And make sure you're going to put this in int, because anything when you ask the user to enter the input, if it's a number, make sure to enter it in int. Keep it in int. If the value of age, they're restoring their age, if it's less than or equal to, sorry, less than, if it's less than or equal to 12, we're never gonna mention years, because the computer does not have any specific function called years. If age is less than or equal to 12, then you have to put the colon, then print kid. So here I use this less than symbol, less than, just the less than symbol, and equal to, together. You can keep it together like that in Python. If it's less than or equal to 12, then print you're a kid. Elif, for a second condition, if it's less than or equal to 19, okay, sorry, Elif age is less than or equal to 19, print teenager instance. Next, Elif, for another condition, you can use more than one Elif. If it's less than or equal to 60 years, if Elif age, sorry, Elif age is less than or equal to 60 years, then I'm going to print he's an adult. Okay, adult. So now you can no need to use the Elif condition again. So the computer is gonna automatically understand that if none of them get executed, then you have to print this senior citizen, because if none of these conditions get executed, the else will of course be printed. So that's why it's no need to use the Elif condition. So run it. So enter your age minus 12. I'm a kid because as the condition says. Now if I enter something like 45, adult, because it's between 60 or less than 60. Now let's say mine is 89, senior citizen, as you can see, because it's checking from the top. As I told you, if the age is less than or equal to 12, no it's not. It's less than or equal to 19, no it's not. Less than or equal to 60, no it's not. So none of them is getting executed. So that's why the only option the computer has is to print the else part, which is senior citizen. So that's why it's printing senior citizen. So I hope you understood today's video. So please like, share and subscribe to my channel.